Hi everyone, my name is Richard Santoro and I welcome you to Third and Zen, the YouTube channel where every week I'm sharing a spiritual message to nourish ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul. First, thank you for stopping by the channel. Thanks for checking out today's video. I do hope that this video finds you doing well. I hope that wherever you are, in whatever condition you're in, wherever you are on your journey, that you're taking the time to care for yourself in whatever way you need, heart, mind, body, and soul. With that being said, we're going to jump right in. So let's all just take a nice deep breath. Just take a moment. Just be still. No expectations. Just be. Just sit. Just relax. Just breathe and do our best to lean into this moment and be as present as we can. Pardon me. And let's get started with today's message, shall we? So I want to start today with a little thought exercise. So let's clear our minds just again for a moment and take a breath. And here's what I'd like us to do. I would like you to picture a house, just a normal, average, everyday house. Just picture that in your mind. Now that you have that, I would like you to picture the bedrooms. I want you to picture the girls' room. The girls' room, younger girls' room. Just picture that. See what comes to mind. Just be aware, mindful of what you see. And now picture the boys' room. And just see what immediately came to mind. What was right there. What happens with our instinctive thought is what we're looking for today. So the question I have, when you pictured the girls' room, was it, quote, girly? Was it more the pinks and the yellows and the floral colors and flowers and horses and princessy, maybe glittery type stuff? And when you pictured the boys' room, was in hues of blues and darker colors and greens, blue and more action-y type stuff, superhero stuff and sports and action stuff? Was that the case? I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that for many people, that is the instinctive case. That immediately girls were gonna picture the pinks and the florals and things like that, and boys were gonna picture the blues and the action and the sports type stuff. And the question is, why? Why is that the case? Why is that what everybody's picturing instinctively? Sorry, I see cat hair, it's bothering me. Well, the answer is obvious. I mean, it's because we've been conditioned that way by society. We've been conditioned where we see the genders in that way. Blues for boys, pinks for girls, and so on down the line, and all the categories. We oftentimes are seeing the world the way the world has told us to see it, the way society has put people and things and conditions all in these boxes, and we're conditioned that way. Now let me say something. I like flowers. I love flowers. I love floral colors. I have yellows and oranges, those colors in my room, my bedding and things like that. I like bright. I like brightness. I like light. I like flowers. I like floral colors. And you know what? I'm not going to say nobody, but people generally don't buy men flowers. It's more something we do for females. And you know what? You can buy me flowers. I'd be totally happy if somebody bought me flowers. They're beautiful. I love flowers. I love the colors. You can buy me flowers, even though it goes against maybe the societal norms. You don't buy men flowers, you buy girls flowers. No, you can buy me flowers. I don't care what society says. Now, here's my point. My point isn't just to, get people to buy me flowers, or it isn't that at all. My point is, I don't care about the societal norms that have been constructed and have told us that things must be a certain way, that things are this way. To the point that when we do a thought exercise, we most likely see things instinctively in the way that society has conditioned us and molded us to see them. In short, we often, very much often, need to go against the grain. And we need to turn the world and society upside down. Because a lot of what is in this world is out of balance. It's out of whack. It needs some realigning. It needs some upside down. And let's be honest, that was Jesus. That was what Jesus was all about. He went against the norms of society when the norms of society were flawed and needed to be go against, when he needed to go against them. He turned the societal norms upside down. Within his ministry and his teachings, we see this constant thread of Jesus turning things upside down, this rebalancing of things that were imbalanced. We see over and over again this, what is known as law of reciprocity, which is a social psychology concept wherein the idea that every action we take will be met with some type of reaction, allowing us to receive in proportion to what we give or do. We see this over and over again in Jesus' teachings, this turning things upside down, this reciprocal balance to adjust things that were out of balance and needed adjusting. We see this return of balance and turning upside down from Jesus. We see it in Matthew's gospel, in the Beatitudes, this foundational passage. We see in the Beatitudes Jesus turning the societal norms upside down. Jesus lifting up those who had been looked down upon in society to restore balance. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are the meek. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are the merciful. Blessed are the poor in heart. Blessed are the peacemakers. Turning the societal norms upside down with this reciprocal balance and lifting those up that had been lowered. We see it in Luke's gospel with the constant idea and theme of universal salvation for all, lifting up the have-nots and putting the haves in their places. Jesus constantly saying things such as, the first will be last and the last will be first. The measure of what you give is the measure of what you will be given. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Stop judging, that you may not be judged. For as you judge, so you will be judged. And the measure with which you measure will be measured out to you. This reciprocal balance, turning things upside down. We see it all throughout the Gospel of John with the constant themes in this gospel of duality and reciprocal balance. Constant themes throughout of light and dark, above and below, rising and falling, life and eternal life. And we see it most especially in Jesus' core fundamental teachings, the real important stuff. I require mercy, not sacrifice. The golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love one another as I have loved you. Jesus turning societal norms and society upside down and rebalancing things appropriately in a yin-yang like reciprocal balance. And we can find this in our own journeys and in the flow of the human experience as well, can't we? The constant existence of upside down and right side up, and reciprocal balance, and this coexistence of dichotomies and opposing things existing at the same time, balanced, sometimes teetering too far one way and needing to be balanced out, but always there. We can be, for example, full of joy and anxiety, feeling at peace and feeling angry. We can want solitude and connection and fellowship. We can feel fully motivated and feel unmotivated or in need of rest. Oftentimes, if you ask me how I'm doing, and I'll often say, I'm good. I'm happy, I'm good. My soul is good, things are good. Yet at the same time, I might also not be feeling well, or maybe have some underlying anxiety or stress of some sort. We can love someone to the ends of the earth while also being upset with them. Opposing truths and reality can exist and coexist and be true. I mean, just look at the world around us for a moment. Look at the nuanced and complicated and complex situation in the Middle East, Israel and Gaza. And we can see that there's a nuance of things being opposing things that are true at the same time. And we can look at other big issues in our world, ones that can really divide us, similar situations like the Middle East, of how, as a society and a collection of groups of people, we often are very imbalanced because we don't do the nuance and the opposing truths coexisting in a balanced way very well. We are very binary, very black or white, very teetered, and we don't look at the nuance in a balanced way. Which again is why Jesus in his teachings and in his ministry and in his theology was very much in part defined by turning the societal norms upside down and trying to restore balance to things that were out of balance. Jesus, who I'll remind us, was fully God and fully human, all powerful and all humble, action-oriented and passive, accepting and inclusive, and critical and justice-oriented, loved others as we are to love one another. Upside down and right side up, this law of reciprocity and lives existing within an area of reciprocal balance. Today, to close us out here, I know I've gotten a little bit nuanced, let's say. And to close us out, my point is this. What is my point? My point is this. You know what? I like flowers. I like bright floral colors. I don't care what the societal norms are. I don't care what people say should be. I don't mind if someone buys me a birthday card with a pink or a blue envelope. Societal norms can really suck, and they need to be adjusted, period. Societal norms, as Jesus showed us, more often than not, need to be turned upside down, and a reciprocal balance is often very, very necessary in the world around us. And as far as the world around us goes, that's one thing. My other point today is also to encourage us to embrace the many facets of ourselves and our lives, knowing that there is a balance to things. The joyful, fulfilling, and rewarding, the fun, the good stuff, and the painful, the difficult, the challenging. And I'm here to remind us to hold space for it all, but while also doing our best to not let things teeter too far out of balance and get all upside down and wrong side up. My friends, know that sometimes, for example, balance means that we can forgive, but still not reconcile, and that's okay. Know that we can heal, but we can still also feel it sometimes and have it come to the surface, and that's okay. Know that we can need love and care, but we can also need space and boundaries, and that's okay. As one of my best friends in this world and one of my favorite people once said to me when we were having a discussion in something in this particular area, he said, "Yeah, that's called normalcy. That's called normalcy. We all want to be innovators, but nobody really wants to work. And we can't stand anyone, but we know we need each other." Trippy. Trippy and normalcy. That's balance. And I love you, Abe. That was so great. So if you were to buy me flowers, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy. I'd love it. Because I don't care about the societal norms, and I'm all for turning things upside down and making things right side up and properly balanced. So let's do that. The best we can, let's turn the world upside down and let's make things right side up. Thanks be to God. Amen. Okay, pardon me. Okay, my friends, I want to thank you again for stopping by the channel. Thanks again. Thank you again. Sorry. Thank you again for stopping by the channel. Thank you for being here. I wish you nothing but peace, love, and fellowship with God on your journey going forward. Thank you all. I love you all. Ciao, ciao.